A patient walks in, one hand on his chest and other gripping the left arm. The doctor listens his complaints and then asks for an ECG. The patient hesitates. Why are you checking my heart when my arms hurts? The doctor looks at him and replies, because the problem is not always where the pain is. The heart doesn't speak directly. When in trouble, it sends its signal through the arm. This is called referred pain. A heart is in crisis, yet the pain appears in the arm. Ever wondered why the organ that suffers stays silent while the another part cries out loud? It is not a mistake, it's anatomy. Today we will understand how the cardiac plexus, pain pathway and the brain together create referral pain from the heart. The cardiac plexus is the autonomic nerve network of the heart that regulates cardiac function by integrating sympathetic and parasympathetic input. It lies at the base of heart near the bifurcation of trachea. The cardiac plexus is formed by a combination of sympathetic input via the superior, middle, and inferior cardiac nerves from the cervical sympathetic ganglia and thoracic cardiac branches from T1 to T4 or T5 sympathetic ganglia. Second is parasympathetic input, which is carried by vagus nerve via superior and inferior cervical cardiac branches and thoracic cardiac branches of recurrent laryngeal nerve, which is a branch of vagus nerve. The cardiac plexus is divided into two parts based on position relative to aortic arch. First is superior cardiac plexus, which is a small and left dominant, located in the concavity of aortic arch in front of right pulmonary artery, and mainly receive input from the left side via inferior cervical cardiac branch of left vagus and superior cervical cardiac branch of left sympathetic trunk. The deep cardiac plexus is situated above and posterior to the aortic arch, anterior to the tracheal bifurcation. It is larger and receive input from all remaining cardiac branches from both vagus nerve and both sympathetic trunks. The pain pathway. Cardiac pain travels with sympathetic fibers while the vagus nerve carries stretch and chemical signals. The pain begins with a heart attack caused by blockage of a coronary artery leading to ischemia of the myocardium. The ischemic tissue releases chemicals which awakens the sleeping pain receptor. Then the pain signal travels into the cardiac plexus, mainly the deep cardiac plexus. From here, it travels through the cardiac nerve to the sympathetic trunk and enters the spinal cord at T1 to T4. These neurons carrying cardiac pain synapse in the dorsal horn at T1 to T4, the same level that already received somatic input from the chest wall, shoulder, arm, and jaw. Two entirely different signals, visceral and somatic, arrive at the same space. Here, they merge and create a convergence phenomena, the anatomical root of referred pain. The second order neuron crosses to the opposite side and ascends through the spinothalamic tract toward the somatosensory cortex of the brain. Here's the catch. The somatosensory cortex carries a built-in body map, the sensory homunculus, where every inch of the skin, every muscle has its own precise and unchanging spot. But the visceral organ like heart has no clear spot here. The brain is trained to trust somatic maps, not the visceral one. So when the heart sends distress signals, they merge with the somatic ones and the brain receives the signal like somewhere around T1 to T4. It assumes and projects the pain into the familiar territory. That's why the pain is felt in the left arm, jaw or neck, even when problem is in the heart. The cardiac pain radiates especially to the left arm because the heart is positioned slightly to the left in the chest and left coronary artery supply most of the myocardium prone to ischemia. So cardiac pain fibers tend to left dominate, traveling most often along the left sympathetic pathway, converging with left-sided somatic nerves, and that's why the cardiac pain usually travels to the left arm. But all the heart attacks are not referred to left arm. In inferior wall MI, usually due to blockage of right coronary artery, pain signals go to slightly lower segments, T5 and T6, and also through vagal pathways. So instead of arm, the pain is felt in the upper abdomen, the epigastrium, and often mistaken for acidity. The heart has no voice, so it conveys the problem through the arm, but the brain misunderstands. It reads the messenger and misses the message.